Hello friends and family of YouTube. Well, you can see that I still got the van and the RV hooked together. Well, I just got back from Nashville and I did not take any footage while I was there. And I'll tell you why. You know, I've done several videos from Nashville, the flea market there, and every time it kind of seems like the same video, and I didn't want to be too repetitive and show y'all the same thing of, you know, here's some more antiques, here's me trying to sell some junk. It's hot as crap out here. You know, that's not a very entertaining video. And to be honest with you, when I got there, I really did not have the greatest attitude. I'm wrestling with what to do as far as my career goes. Do I want to stay in this? Do I want to do something else? Do I want to travel full-time like a lot of YouTube channels do? So anyway, when I got there, I just decided it would not be good to do a video. But anyway, I did end up with a funny story, and I'm going to share that with you at the end, and trust me, you'll enjoy it. But before I get to that, I want to show you something that I've carried around in my booth for a long time, and it's not sold. And so there's a little story with that too. So anyway, let me show it to you. Alright, well here we have a baseball glove. I have had this glove in my booth several different times. Sometimes I would take it out of stock and I would store it away for a while and I'd put it back out. I don't know anything about baseball gloves. I never played baseball. But anyway, last time I had this thing in my booth, I was selling everything for $3, and I thought, you know, this looks like a pretty decent glove. And again, I don't know anything about them, but the made in America part made me think, I might need to look this up. So I looked it up on eBay, and these things are selling as much as $125. Well, so I set it aside, and I kind of lost it for a little while, and I found it again this weekend when I was going through my inventory at the booth. Well, long story short, I stuck this thing on eBay, and because it does have a little bit of wear condition, got a little bit of mildew on it, I put it on eBay for $60, and I sold this thing within, I think it's about an hour and a half. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty neat, being able to sell it for $60 when it had been in my booth for $3, $5, and I think that's probably the most I ever asked for. It was $5. So even as an antique dealer, I make mistakes, and so do the thousands and thousands of people that passed by getting this thing for $3 to $5. They could have sold it themselves for $60. I probably could have got more, but anyway, I just wanted to give it an honest, fair price because it did have a little bit of mildew on it, and I've got some of the mildew off. But anyway, made a quick $1. Well, for this next little session, I thought we'd just sit on the tailgate and kind of enjoy the view back here in the woods behind the house. So y'all know I'm single. Y'all been watching this channel for a while. Y'all seen a little bit of the stories I've told about it and stuff. Anyway, before I get to this latest episode of being single, I want to talk about being single as a whole. I remember hating it when I was young as a teenager. I really hated it when I was about my mid-30s, mostly around 35. And of course now it's just as awful, if not worse. I really think dating now is probably worse than it was back then. Well, anyway, when I want to tell y'all a story from back when I was about, I think I was in my mid-30s, probably right at 35. My cousin and a good friend of ours, we would go to this. It was somewhat of a club, but it was just as much a restaurant as it was a club. Anyway, they had a lot of live music that they would have there. Well, we would go there and listen to the live music and just kind of chit chat and stuff. It was a good place to go anyway and hang out for the night. So we got to know the staff that worked there, and my cousin and my friend had always hit on this waitress, and they got nowhere with her. And I always just sat back, and I never even, I was nice to her, of course, but I never made advances on her like they did. Excuse me. Anyway, so one night she comes over to me, and she had had a few drinks, and it was an off night. She was not working, and she asked me for my phone number. She got to where she was, like I said, she had a few drinks in her, and she got to hugging up on me and stuff. And before I get too much further, if y'all don't know, there are 3 things that always tell the truth: little kids, yoga pants, and drunks. They always tell the truth. So anyway, after she's had a few drinks, she starts asking for my phone number, and she'd been hugging on me and all this kind of stuff. So I gave it to her. She made me pull my phone out of my pocket to prove that I gave her the right phone number. She called my phone right there in front of me and made me prove that my phone was ringing with her number showing up on it. And I did. So I showed her the phone, and she was just all excited that she had my number. I just could not understand why she was so excited to have my number and everything. So anyway, I thought, man, this girl's really wanting me to call her. So the next day I call her up. Nothing happens. She doesn't answer the phone. I leave a message telling her, hey, I called. Well, 2 or 3 days go by. I hadn't heard from her, so I call her again, and still got no answer. I didn't leave a message that time. I just called. So then a couple of days go by, and I call for a 3rd time. Still no answer. So now I gave up. I was just like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I can't believe all the effort she went to get my phone number, made me prove that I was giving her the correct number, and then she doesn't even answer the phone when I call her. So anyway, playing games, and trust me, the games still go on when you get this close to 50. I'm telling you, they're still out there. So if you've been thinking about maybe the grass is greener on the other side, I'm going to tell you there's probably a lot of dead grass. Anyway, so this weekend I had been communicating with a young lady, and we had not got to meet. We have only communicated through messaging. So anyway, she was from Arkansas, and me being from Alabama, we both happened to be in Nashville this weekend. And she was there for a convention, and I was, of course, there for the flea market. Well, I could not leave the market because I have Muppy with me, and I was concerned that if something happened with the utilities, I've got the RV plugged in, and when I got there, I was having problems with the utilities. The breaker had already been popped when I got there. So I was concerned that if I was not able to leave the RV, I would be afraid that maybe that breaker would pop and Muppy would be stuck inside the RV with no air conditioning. So anyway, I told this young lady that I was talking to, I said, I cannot leave. I am stuck here at the flea market. And of course, I know that it would be nice if I could invite you to maybe meet at Ruby Tuesday, O'Charlie's or something like that, but I can't. So would you like to come hang out with me at the flea market tonight? After hours. It's not even open, but if you'd like to come hang out with me at the flea market tonight, I'd love to have you. Well, she told me, she said, I'd love to, but I can't. I've got to get up early tomorrow and head back home. I've got to head back by 5 in the morning because I'm expecting a plumber to do some plumbing so that I can get a washer and dryer hooked up. And I told her, I said, you know, I think this is the first time I've been turned down for an appliance before. So with that being said, I wrote a little song, and I'm going to share the song with you. So here it is. In school I wasn't picked to be on the team, and kids could be kind to me. for the quarterback. Day I got passed up for a Maytag. Clothes had got piled up pretty high, and she had to get up around 5. Did we just miss our first kiss? So the clean clothes won't have to hang out to dry. Just got passed up for a Maytag. Came a week too soon, and we could have sat under a full moon, but we just missed our first kiss. So the clean clothes won't have to hang out to dry. I hope she loves her new Maytag. Hope she loves her new Maytag. Hope she loves her